Welcome back to the Between the Margins podcast, where I am joined by my little friend Bruno here. Thank you for listening. This is episode 23. Are you alright?
Every time you say an episode number, it makes me laugh.
So yeah, we're joined by a couple special guests. You're joined by myself, Denzel. We're joined by Taurus, and do you guys want to introduce? Georgette's proper watching the dog.
I'm actually obsessed. Like, it's just, it's so cute. Hi guys, it's Georgette. I was gonna say from Just a Tip podcast.
Yeah, you can still say Just
right?
a Tip.
From Just a Tip podcast. Thank you for having me again.
This is Georgette's second time on the podcast. We're also joined by one of the usual suspects. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Ro. Hello.
It's Ro.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Obviously,
here
we got Jordan behind the camera, and we got obviously this little guy Bruno joining us today. So this is obviously kind of a part 2 of our last podcast where we talk about the whole men v women sort of thing. Let's get into it really. Let's get into the first topic. Well, actually, let's kind of get an update from Georgette first, because obviously being the guest, like, do you want to just give us an update on sort of life or just a tip? And we kind of had a little discussion. But you want to kind of tell the viewers and stuff?
So as for Just the Tip, it's on pause because I'm not feeling creative in like any way, and I can't like force things. So I think I took a break before and then I came back, and to me that felt like a force. And I knew, because I was just like, I don't want to do this. So I think sometimes it's good to know when to put something on a sticky note and be like, I might revisit this, I might not. So
we still need to jump on that actually.
So like
again.
If it definitely comes back, then absolutely. I think life for me is just very, very busy. Like my job is very demanding, and just life is just lifing. And I think something had to give, and unfortunately it was the pod. But otherwise, I'm good, man.
Yeah, how was the theatres that you... What did you go to see in the theatres? Because obviously Georgette's been... She's active, you know. She's been out here.
So like... Not like that.
No, she's like...
So from like the 1st of Feb, I wanted to do like one activity by myself a week. And I did that for like the whole of Feb. So I went to the theatre. I went to see... The Book of Mormon, which is such a funny show. If you're like easily offended, then don't watch it, because they make jokes on everything, even things where you're like, bro, I shouldn't even be joking about that. Like literally, here's the line, and they're like all the way over there. But like that was very good, and I did things like going to like exhibitions and just like going out to like a nice like a marketplace, or just anything fun. Or I went to like a jazz cafe. That was really, really cool, and just enjoyed myself. And then like last week I went to a concert by myself, and it was just dope.
What concert did you go to?
Masego.
I've heard about Masego.
But I've been like a fan since like 2015. Like I've seen him. This is my 4th time ever seeing him, and the first time he was ever in the UK, he had like a tiny show in Metropolis, like in
studios.
There. And I swear that there was probably like 150 of us maybe, but it was so intimate and it was just so sick. And I was like, this guy is so fucking talented. And obviously he's like blown up, which I'm happy for him, but as a fan, I'm just like,
different days.
Yeah.
That one song I know.
Don't be like that. Don't be like.
I know. Like,
I'm
music ain't touching.
That reminds me of the Wizkid fans. You know when Wizkid had his concert, and obviously he was like, if you don't know any other songs other than Essence, relax. Like, don't.
Yeah.
You don't
All I know is Mystery Lady. That's my tune. That's my
shit. But like it was a very good show, and it was just sick. So yeah, like I've just been doing like things by myself, but I enjoy doing things by myself anyway, so like it's not really a thing for me. And next month I'm going on holiday by myself as well.
Nice. Where?
Where are you going?
I'm going to Cape Verde. For a week.
For how long?
A week.
Nice.
I can't wait.
See, I need to do the holiday by myself thing, but
It's
I'm just
sick.
It's funny,
putting
you
it
see
off.
him, yeah? he goes everywhere by himself. Like he will go to motives here by himself. I'm the opposite. I wouldn't go to a motive here by myself. I'll go abroad. I've done it a few times. But yeah, he hasn't done the whole holiday abroad by himself. I'm thinking, you go everywhere by yourself. Why can't you just go abroad?
You'd have a great time.
Yeah,
because it's just the process. It's just having to do this, do that. I'm one of those people. I'll go on holiday if someone sorts it out, and then I'll join in.
Yeah.
Do you know, I went to Amsterdam alone. I'll be honest.
Did you?
Yeah. Like, do you know? I didn't spend. I was only there for a day, innit? I didn't but I'll be honest. I didn't know what to do with myself, innit?
Yeah.
But I wasn't there for long enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I need to give it Amsterdam another chance. You know what I'm saying? Or go abroad again by myself and give it.
I used to get onto you all the time.
Yeah. And then I finally went. I went Barcelona, then I went to Amsterdam.
Good.
I want to go Jamaica in summer, innit? I got the tickets booked and that. Yeah. 9 hours. Ooh.
Bro, I've been seeing. I'm not gonna say too much, but I've been seeing your Instagram. I'm happy, bro. I'm happy. He looks good in it. He looks good.
What?
He's looking happy on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Before it was violence. Now I love it.
I used to say she calmed me down.
And now he's calm.
You know what? I wasn't gonna say anything. Yeah, but it's true. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's good. That's good, man. It's good. But
let's get into it because I've wondered this for a while, and I thought I'll ask you. I've noticed that. Well, in my head, I'm starting to think that dating apps, are kind of ruining the interaction men and women have on nights out, or not even nights out, just in general. And I feel like it's a bit like people can't. I remember back in the day, obviously, if you like someone, you'd run them down with a better term, and then chat and then get to know them, get a number or stuff like that. But I've noticed now that process is lost. Like I'll notice people staring at one another and then walking away, and then hopefully they'll find their social medias at some point, and then that's how they get to talking. Yeah. Most stories I hear is like, oh yeah, we met on social media and now we're doing this further. I was like, has that kind of ruined the dynamic, or would you say yourself it's still there?
I feel like, and I wouldn't even call it an issue, but I think women have become more aware of what is and what isn't acceptable. And so I think in their actions, they are trying to like either teach men or like show men what is and what isn't acceptable. But I think for men, it's just like, but you liked that when I did it last week, but now it's a thing. So like, I think that kind of adds into the conflict almost. I do think like, so I don't do like apps. Like I don't do any dating apps. I tried time ago. I did it for like 2 days and I was like, this is bullshit. But I just can't interact with people like that. Like I think I'm so much better in person. So
Are you sure about that?
I think I am.
I don't know how you text. Replying 2 days later like, hey, big head.
Yeah,
I can't imagine Georgette like that. You like that?
Nah, like, you know what it is, yeah?
Because you see it on some dating apps, don't you? It's like, I'm the type of person who replies either 2 days later or 2 minutes later.
Nah, like,
so, what are you like?
With me, if I like you and you text me, I'll text back
instantly.
I'm good, how are you? Okay. And then I'm like, all right, okay, fine. So yeah, so like that's me. But I think apps have made people very like selective, and that isn't just to say that you can't be, but it's almost like we treat each other like we're going through like a fucking catalogue. Like, it's odd to me. Yeah, like, but I definitely think that like interaction in person is definitely like lost, or we are kind of losing it because people don't even know how to like interact. I don't have an issue with someone trying to chat to me in the street, as long as they're like respectful with it. Like, you can't chat to me mad because I'll be like, are you fucking crazy? And yeah, but I don't know, man. Everybody needs therapy, in my opinion. Men and women, we all need therapy. Like, I think everyone is very, very hurt from things that they've been through. And so everyone is trying to act tough. Like, you can't do that to me. Like, it's weird.
And do you think that's part of what's leading to as we spoke about, the whole men v women thing that we see on social media, which I'm still saying is a social media thing, but it's so prominent on social media. This whole men do this or women do that. We see it, male podcasters, the thing about women. Like, you see it all the time. But as I said, I feel like that's all in line with the whole reason why.
And I think I think men and women have too many assumptions about each other without asking.
Yeah.
Like we just assume, like a guy's like this or a girl's like that. And I'm like, well, why don't you have that open conversation and then you can actually understand each other.
That takes too much time.
I feel
That takes too much time.
It would,
It's a quick transaction, like, hey, how you doing? You want my number or not? What are we doing?
Yeah. And I think in my personal opinion, I think men are mad that women have like adopted this like mentality of just take me out, like, so like you can take me out and you can buy me this and and women are kind of pressed that men don't want to do that, but I'm just like,
come to my house.
You want drinks? I got drinks.
No, but then that's the person's like, no, fine. That's what, you know what I mean. Like, but I feel like the only time I have an issue with that is when it becomes entitlement.
Yeah.
You see me, like, a majority of my relationship, they started with just coming and chilling, and then I take them out and then treat them like a queen. But if you're demanding at the beginning, you're most likely not going to get that out.
So I don't agree with like anyone demanding anything, whether you're a man or like a woman. Like you can't. No.
Like for example, just like say I'm minding my own business.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I'm doing throughout my day on my story. Then someone pops up, when you taking me out.
That's so mad.
Like
that's like,
and that's quite common, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
You obviously want to talk to me, so come chill.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But you can't say when you taking me out.
So like on the flip, it's like a guy being like, I'm not when
it
you
goes
for
both
me.
sides.
Like what?
Yeah.
Because you know a lot of men them do that as well, don't they? Like,
Yeah.
just entitlement.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It is a weird one, but I'm also just like, you like act like you hate each other, but you stay fucking each other. So
That's what I'm like.
okay.
Georgette knows. I've been saying that, man.
Especially people like on the timeline, because I'm like, I know you two are fucking. Like the hell, yeah.
That's what. I've been saying that, man. Your next topic, yeah.
What one? Oh yeah. Wait. Which one? Oh yeah. So So this was on my mind. I don't know why this came in my mind, but the other day I was like,
a lot of these topics, were his.
Yeah,
the ones at the bottom were mine.
Yeah.
So I just added on.
Wait, it was drunk. I was drunk when I was writing this. However, it was on my mind. You know when you get a little bit tipsy, like, oh, you know what?
I want to talk about this.
So, remember back in the day, it would be called freaky to give head. It was like, oh wow, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, this person's moving crazy out here.
That's true.
I feel like the older we get, you know when someone's like, oh, I need a freak, do they understand? Is freak still freaky? Because I feel like to be considered a freak or to do freaky shit, you have to go so far right or left now. It can't be like, oh, you eat ass. Like, all right, cool.
Do you?
I think it's
What, me?
What?
Huh?
Do I eat arse? I wouldn't wake up one day and have a need to eat arse. But if I was,
things are changing.
If I was lost,
he would have answered it. No.
If I was lost in the source,
Honestly,
there may be a time.
honestly,
There may be a time. The time might go a bit further than it.
I didn't hear no. But I said, okay.
Very funny.
But I'm not out here eating arse. There's no.
But if
I was lost in the sauce and then
Look, there's always a little,
I mean, like,
hey, he's grown, you know. A year ago, he would have been like, no.
No. But I didn't say I eat pussy though.
Oh, well, what do you do?
No, but that's still a big thing.
Not what do you do.
Ain't that still like a? I don't do that.
That's like a handshake now.
Nah, man.
That's what he's saying. That's
That's
why
a
he brought up
handshake.
that question. But
That's a handshake, bro.
But I still see that wild though. Like,
What, to eat pussy?
no, to eat arse. To eat arse, like, do you know what I mean? Because cool, it can be a part of something, but going directly for the arse, that's wild to me. Don't you think?
Wait, so you said you don't like it?
yeah.
You got to work your way to it. You can't just be like, I'm just going to go straight in. You got to work your way.
I can't agree with the direct route in it, yeah. But if you somehow slipped up there, then that's understandable. But I don't know. Everyone's eating. I'm saying, but
I know he's changing.
no, I didn't say I changed. But you changed with the time.
Give it a whole year. You like, you must have toes.
No. I never take it out.
Every time.
I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him.
Talking to him. I will never find myself sucking toes.
You never know, bro. You never know.
Never
Give
say
it
never.
a
It's
year.
true. But it's highly unlikely that I would lift up someone's foot and put it in my mouth for no reason.
Like you said, if you diverted the route, you never know. Part to
There we go.
left.
Shoot, I might have a nice evening. and there's whipped cream there. You never know. It might get further. That's very true. But I don't have that kind of fetish. No, do you know what I mean? I can go without eating toes and arse. Yes, I can.
Fair.
Okay, well, good.
But to answer your question, so I don't think there's a thing as being like freaky. Like I think you just like what you like, and you will either find a person that's on that vibe or isn't. I just think we've become more educated. No, I think we've become more aware of what we like sexually, and we've been like, you know what, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's a very good
and
point,
that's fine. I can say, okay, cool, like
That's
I
what
will
you
eat
like,
ass, and that's okay. But
and like, everyone's a lot more open to have the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, one thing I've always noticed is, it's a good question about the whole freaky thing, because I do feel like before it was a lot more behind closed doors. So people would do stuff behind they won't say what they do, but as you said, they like what they like, but they might not necessarily be so open about it. Whereas I think now, I feel like everyone is on this quest to show that they're on it.
they're on it.
See, wait, you say that, people are more accepting,
Yeah.
but stuff like body count, does that still count? Your body count. If people
Let's
are
go on to
open
the
and
next
accepting, if you like, where's the
this is-
ballpark
this
where
is
you
on
start
that- yeah,
squinting
this is-
your
this
eyes
is-
at your
this is
partner
that-
like,
This is on that
it's a bit
video.
wild.
This is on that video. So we could go into that actually. So we was talking about because obviously we know how society works with men and body count. They don't really whatever it is, what it is. But from a women's perspective, do you feel like women are still very conscious of their body counts? Because we know there's some women, as we spoke about before, where they're open about it. They enjoy themselves.
10
They
is the
have
magic
fun.
number that
they
they
have
go to.
fun. But then there's also that aspect where there are a lot of women who are still very conscious about it. They might have have sex with more partners, but they might not necessarily count it, like the guy said in the video, because they don't class that as someone significant. So do you feel like, as he said, that body count is still, I would say from a woman's perspective, because men, we don't really watch that
I
too
think
much.
as a woman, I think your body count matters to you depending on how much you value men. And I say that because if I'm the kind of woman where, to me, a man is the prize and I want to appear in a certain way for him to like deem me acceptable, either to be his girlfriend or his wife and and the ideal that I have is, well, if I say that, I've been with like 10 plus men, he's gonna think, rah, like,
told you 10 was the magic number. That's the one you go to. I mean, boy, it's 10,
like,
that's it.
then I won't be deemed as like acceptable in his eyes. Then there are going to be those that are like, oh well, I don't actually want to expose that because I want to come across as like a certain way. And then there's those on the other side that are like, no shade, but I don't give a fuck what you think. Like, this is how I am as a woman, as a person.
And that's what you were saying.
How you...
But there's still that feeling of I'm being judged if the number's too high, or I have to in a sense dumb it down to make the person feel comfortable. But there's still that,
but I think then that's more onus on the woman because it's just like, you should be at a point in your life where you can like own your shit.
Yes,
like,
that's my point.
Whether you want to like be open about it or not, at least accept it within yourself and be like, yeah, okay, cool, like that's it. So like for me, body count doesn't mean shit because I'm just like, I have sex. Like if anyone genuinely asks me, I'd be like, I don't know what the number is because I don't consider it like, it's not a thing that I'm like, oh, let me add this person down.
I'm not gonna lie, men out here still wear it as a badge of honor.
Yeah, no,
but why though? Like
that's a young number.
No, not just youngers, like older guys as well. Don't get twisted, man.
They basically were saying that there's still guys out there. Oh yeah, no, good point. That care about the numbers, isn't it? How many women have I slept with? I slept with the most women You see it.
Yeah, we see if Georgette. I'm like Georgette. I don't know a specific number.
I don't care.
God
about
forgive me, but I'd have to sit down and actually think
And
very
think.
hard about who.
and it's not worth that,
Guys,
is it?
fucking hell,
No.
knocking him down.
But it's the truth, innit? Like, but the thing is, what for my advice to people that's watching this, if you are one of them people that care about what people think, you need to try not to, because you can't go around telling people my body count's 3 and then you don't know how many people this guy knows, and the next minute somebody from your outside has ruined your relationship because they've told your boyfriend or your girlfriend that I've done something. So how can it be 3? And the numbers keep going up after as time goes on. So it's best to be that way and you just live freely. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel free.
also,
nobody can say nothing to me.
Like,
because I own my shit.
Yeah, but like if it is like that, if it is that big a thing to you, understand why it is.
Yeah.
Like, why is it? I don't
That's
even,
a good point.
Yeah, like
To me, I don't really care about body count, if I'm being honest.
to you, but
That's what I said.
same
to me,
thing. It's still a factor to a lot of people.
A lot of people. So I get what you're saying.
Guys will gas their body count. I don't know, to make them seem like alpha
Does that happen to
Women
you?
will lower their body count.
As guys, like, because this happens to me quite often, which I find weird. Like, I'll be out on just calm, and then a random guy will come up to me and gas me about either the amount of numbers they've got or the amount of girls that they've been with. And when that happens, I'm like, oh, well, that's good for you, innit? Like, well done. Like, what do you want? Do you want a stick or do you want a medal? Like, what do you want? So I get what you're saying.
It's the alpha male. It's the alpha male mentality. Like,
please don't use that word.
Ain't no alpha male going out saying I fucked 200
that's
girls.
weird to me.
No alpha male is doing that.
But a lot of guys would think, I'm the...
Yeah,
because they've got it wrong. They've got it wrong.
You're that guy. Yeah, well done.
They've got a inflated image of themselves. You know what I'm saying? These are the same men that will wake up and not think about money, but think about what girls can I get today.
Oof.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's
was
a
you
good
out
point.
with us when we were in Camden and that guy showed us his bank account?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Bro.
How much is in it?
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
minus
no.
500 quid, yeah.
Why would you do that?
You know what?
But he's still trying to draw a gal on the street.
That
and
is
it
a
was
good. Let's say that
wild.
story.
It
So
was
basically,
wild.
we went out. Crazy. We went out in Camden and we was on the way out, and then there was this guy who was literally, as he said, he was trying to draw these girls, and he actually wanted one of us to be wingman for him. This is a random dude, by the way, random dude, and he was like, oh yeah, and we was like, oh, why don't you get? Obviously, you got these girls. Why don't you get a hotel? That's when he was like, oh, I can't even afford it. He went and proceeded to show us his online. I looked away.
No,
I looked away because I didn't want to see that. I looked away, innit? And then he showed. He saw
500
it.
quid, and I'm looking
And
at him
he's
like,
like,
still trying
and
to draw a
he's
gal.
following the girls. Walked away. He's running after them.
Can't afford to even get a cab for her. What are you doing with that? It was like, bro, your priorities. Like, think a little bit.
Yeah,
that's the same man that don't wake up and think about money. They
That's
think
why,
about going to see who I can
I
draw
had a lot
tonight.
of friends like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, you see me on my own a lot. Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people I grew up with had that mentality in it, and I ain't gonna get nowhere being around these people. Every time you're calling my phone, what girls you wanna go get today? What are we gonna do? Do you know what I mean? Not calling me to go somewhere to enjoy themselves. The main focus is
it's for
always to go and
girls,
get girls. Because the fact is, I go out, like, for example, we go out, we mind our business, we have fun, like last time we went out, and then a girl might come to me. And then put her leg around my waist.
I don't know nothing.
I'm just minding my business. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, I think that they just need to look in the mirror one day and see that that's not the priority. Do you know what I mean? When you're a man, you need to make sure that your money's straight, you're straight, you're nice, you're happy, you're in shit, and then
Your mind's
they just gravitate
right.
towards you. You know what I'm saying? They got it wrong. I think.
Because at the end of the day, I believe girls can see positive energy. When you got shit going on for you, it's more attractive than he's just out here running around. Like, how have I seen you in the same club 3 times in a row?
Do you feel that way? Like, say you're out in a sort of whatever setting, and you can be sort of gravitated to someone's positivity or positive energy. Do you feel like that's a thing that you could see, or like?
Yeah, like absolutely.
With exceptions.
Like,
With exceptions.
like I am not drawn to like guys that flash their money. Like I never have been. I don't like it because I'm just like, why do you feel like you have to be so loud about that? Like what insecurity are you hiding? And you're now trying to like overcompensate by being like, oh yeah, I've got all these bottles and I've got a tailor. Like no. So I'm the kind of person that is more drawn to the person in the corner that's like just
like the creepy guy in the
chilling,
corner.
because I'm just like,
What's wrong with
No,
Sipping yak
because
by
like
himself.
no. So like for me, I think that there's a lot of like confidence in the guy that doesn't have to do too much, because I'm just like, you're just chilling, like, yeah. So things like that, I generally enjoy. But I do think that for the guys that are very much like, oh, their thing is always about women, I do think that because to them having girls on them gives them like a sense of like,
It gives them a currency.
yeah,
It's their
or like
currency.
gives them like a bit of like value almost, like, oh well, I've got these girls on me, so like I must be nice or da. But I don't know.
Time's changing.
I was gonna say, do you think that's a sort of mindset you had growing up, in terms of like as you got older, you more was gravitated to that, or
Yeah,
was
man.
you ever sort of?
I was a pick me, man.
Yeah.
I was a big pick me.
Let's talk about.
I was a big pick me.
What do you mean by
Like,
that?
so I would do a lot of things for the male gaze. So like, yeah. So if
See,
I
this is
knew,
a queen right here. You see the accountability, knowing herself. Nobody can tell her nothing, you know. This is what I'm saying. Nobody can tell her nothing because she knows herself.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
nah.
saying? Wait, sorry, go and carry on.
yeah. So like, I would do a lot. So like things like I would dress a certain way, or I'd walk a certain route, because I'd be like, oh, look, I know that there's bear guys that always hang around. Like, I would just do like just extra shit.
Yeah.
But I think that is just because I felt like I needed men to validate me, that I was a nice person, I was good looking. Like, I needed that because I couldn't do it like independently. Whereas like now I'm very unbothered, because I'm just like, I know myself as a person, as a woman. Like, I know my value. But I just think it's a growth thing. Like, I do think like a lot of men, and I think more so women personally, go through that and then just kind of get to a point of, okay, well, you know what, I don't need this person to prove that I'm hot almost. But it takes growth, because when I think about how I was before, I'm just like, ew, like it's so cringe. But yeah.
No, that's good, because I feel like when you mentioned that about the male validation, I feel like a lot of men them are the same. You can flip that.
Yeah.
Like, as we just spoke about the guys that, oh yeah, I've slept with this many women. I feel like that's their form of
Yeah.
validation.
Yeah, when you're back in the day, you never like elongated your journey home because you're like, there's group of girls there. Let me get 1-2 compliment and go home.
That's and
And then when you don't get the compliment, you're like,
Rough shit, boy. Rough shit.
That's a shit day. You don't get no compliments. It's a shit day.
You go home, fucking free bag down. Man, don't talk to me, man. I'm butters.
No, it's a good point. I feel like, as you said, I feel like there is an age, well, as you said, we know a lot of older guys that probably haven't grown yet, but I feel like once you have that confidence in yourself, I feel like, yeah, that's when you know, look, I know myself as a person.
No stopping you.
Yeah, I know myself, I know my confidence, I know my level. I feel like that self-awareness is important. And then, yeah, as you said, there's no stopping you.
But it's really scary though. And
definitely.
I don't think a lot of people are ready to proper like look at themselves in the mirror and
that's
be
the problem.
like,
That's the problem.
I need to fucking change.
And you see that on social media a
Like,
lot, don't you?
it's a lot. And I think even now, so I'm very open about the fact that like I go to therapy and all of that, and like my therapist is amazing, but it is honestly like he's holding a mirror and being like, this is what you're doing. I'm just like,
I'm the same, yeah.
fuck off.
No, it's true.
But like,
it's true.
I'm always thinking about, okay, well, like, you know what, in like 6 months time, this is going to benefit me so much. And I'm like,
100%.
okay, cool. I'm so glad that I went through that, and I was like, okay, cool. I actually want to like actively unlearn shit.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, because when I was in therapy, there's certain things like, because I noticed when you're around certain people, especially people, your own people, they try and make it seem like, not sort of victimize you, but you're always in the right sort of thing. Obviously, with a therapist, what?
They'll be like, no.
I get what you mean. I was thinking, what? Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
what?
Yeah.
I was like, there's certain, like in my last like 2 significant relationships, there was something that I did that seemed normal to me. My therapist picked it up like that and told me. I said, yay.
Honestly, things like that always spin me.
And I was like, okay. Now, and now, as you said, now you know this, because to you it's normal behaviour. You think the other person's either moving mad or they're doing something wrong. But as I said, this person looked at me and said, look, this is a pattern that you've done Like, as you said, holding a mirror up to me. This is what you're doing to yourself. You're not helping yourself.
Looking in the mirror is not easy.
It isn't.
Okay, this is kind of linking off from the video. Linking on for the video, but also an additional point. So we was talking about, obviously, the guy in the video. The video that I'm referring to, obviously for the viewers, is there's a TikTok video. You can probably put it in. I'll send it to you in it, and you can put it in, talking about 5 secrets that women keep from men. So obviously, he wants to get Georgette's opinion to see if these are actual secrets. And one of them, as you saw, was the sort of the amount of sex that women like to have. So similar to body count, but in terms of, like, do you feel like women wish to be a lot more open about the amount of sexual partners they have without fear of being judged?
Yeah. And I feel like the fear that women have isn't even being judged by men, it's being judged by other women.
Ooh.
Like, massively.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Why do you say that? Because I would have thought it would have been judged by men.
Because women are horrible.
Look at the accountability, boy.
No,
All I'm saying is back, yeah.
So like, if I think back to when I first thought about doing the pod, my biggest fear was, what are the other women going to say about me?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like I wasn't overly fussed about what other men would think, but it was more so like, these girls are going to judge me hard and think I'm just like reckless and I move mad and blah, blah, blah. And I think that's probably what most women fear, just because they've experienced judgment from other women, and it's just not nice. Whereas like when you kind of get judged by a guy, you can kind of just like, I don't care what you think, anything.
Yeah, it's women's business, man. Shut your face.
But if it's by another woman, it's almost just like, well, like we should understand because we're both women and we go through the same things and da da da.
That's a good point.
So I personally think that is probably why a lot of women aren't as vocal. Yeah.
Okay. Now, that's a good point, because obviously you're Nigerian, aren't you? So I can imagine, obviously, growing up in a Nigerian household, obviously, I know how my mum is, innit? So with my sister, so it's like, there's a lot of judgment in terms of how you conduct yourself, and you want to catch a husband, you got to act a certain way. So I get what you mean in terms of other, and that's just from that perspective. Obviously, women amongst your peers, I can imagine as well. Oh, why is she talking about? You know what I mean? So I get
because like I can tell you that in almost every female friendship group, there's going to be things that you will tell to one girl that you won't tell to another, or you give her like a PG version. Like it's always like that. Like you have different friends for different things. Because I know that I do, and like I have those that I'm just like, I'm not going to tell you this because you're going to be like, Georgette, what are you doing? Then I have other girls that be like, yeah, sick, cool, whatever. But I think even growing up as like a Nigerian girl, like there was a lot of pressure to do what I had to do so I would get my husband. And so that was like the goal. Like, okay, I have to be able to cook and to clean and because that's how I'm gonna find a husband and keep a husband, because otherwise he's gonna go elsewhere. Which is just mad to think that that's what I was taught. Like, if I don't do X, Y, Z, he's gonna go. Like, I don't know. So I do think that there are definitely those that think that way still, of, okay, well, I have to do da-da-da because the goal is for me to get married. Like, marriage isn't a goal for me in my life. Like, being someone's wife is like if it happens, it happens. But I'm not on it.
Could I jump onto what you said about that? Because I was wondering the other day, like, are we moving into a time where people aren't looking for per se a relationship, but instead a partner to help them grow? Because like,
that's a good question.
I don't know. At the moment, I'm looking at a lot of people want to get mortgages, people want to start families, and it costs a lot. And a lot of the time, people aren't getting into a relationship with people other similar tax bracket, similar mindset, to a point where, are we still seeing the same relationships we used to see back in the day, where it used to be some, a guy would have money and then a girl would come along and
that saying,
fill his
what's
room.
love got
but
to
now,
do with it?
It's at a point where you're not coming in and filling the room. You're actually buying the products, and we're kind of building together to a point where is a relationship a relationship
That reminds me of a
per se moment.
That reminds me of that sort of being compatible, or what's the comparison? It's would you rather be someone who you're compatible with, or someone who you're, let's say, passionate with? I think that kind of reminds me of that, because you're probably more compatible with a partner, but you're probably more passionate about someone who you're in a relationship with. So yeah, I think.
You see, I'm like Georgette. You see me, I'm just open to whatever. Innit? Like, she says she's not on marriage or whatever, yeah. But I think you're open to, if the right person came and you felt right, would you be open to? You'll be open to it, right? So, but at the same time, you're not gonna. It's not gonna be the end goal.
Yeah,
if I don't get married, because I thought with me, only way you're gonna see me get married is if I can be a partner with that person and I'm passionate about the person and I find them attractive. That's why, you'll see me in and out of situations. You see me alone most of the time, whatever. But it's because I refuse to get married for any type of culture. I have to be happy about that person. Do you get what I'm saying?
Because I feel like some people say, I think the saying is, I could be wrong, about obviously passion is something that doesn't last as long as being someone who you're compatible with. Because obviously when you're compatible with someone, that, as you said, it's kind of like a partnership. You're buying mortgages or you're doing whatever. You're doing productive
but then you can't stand a person's presence.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But that's what I feel like.
I'm with you. I feel like you need both, as well as obviously being sexually attracted to the person. You need all of that in order to have in your essential, your partner, your relationship. But I feel like nowadays, it's if I can have this, can I have that? Or if I have to this, I have to sort of compromise on this, or what it is. And I feel
you
like
gotta be willing to deal with someone's bullshit.
That's the most important thing.
Like, you know them random arguments about the seat being down. You got to really give a fuck. Because if you don't, you're like,
you have to love them enough to be able to tolerate the bullshit. That's the thing.
I think compromise is a big thing, which I feel like in today's society, I feel like a lot of us are just not willing to do.
I think
that's the problem
with the dating apps, because everything's a catalog at this point. People don't really socialize like they used to.
That's going on to another thing we mentioned. I feel again that's a social media thing. In real life, we are very much willing to compromise. If it's something, a small thing, and we know there's a bigger sort of picture here with this person, you're more that we spoke about. Remember we spoke about red flags? How much would we tolerate?
How many you collect until you're like,
remember, that's compromise. That's compromise. That okay, this is the red flag, but it's not that deep. That's compromise right there. That's compromise. And I feel like, as you said, nowadays you see one red flag, I'm done. I'm finished. I'm out of it. I'm not involved. You know what I mean? But in real life, it's not like that.
But I hear that. But at the same time, I've had a situation. I was dating somebody, and everything was fine. Everything was fine. This might sound so silly, but what caused me not to want to see her ever again, is one time I woke up at 5 a.m. She had work or whatever. This is a new build flat. The lights, are blazing like you're on stage in a theatre, and I just asked, can you just turn on the lights a bit? No, this is how I do it for when I get work, and there's nothing you can do to change that.
See, that's
I just asked to turn down the light a bit, please, because I'm still half asleep. Can you just turn down the light a bit?
Had to pull the covers on his head. Like,
I'm not going to complain. It's okay, because if we're going to argue over something like that,
that's
I think she just said that. I said, okay, that just sums.
But I think that's too much.
But no, I know it sounds silly, but I didn't want to see her ever again. Because if you're going to go on like that, imagine how you're going to go on if
something more important.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know if that fits the same.
And I think with that, it was about her like lack of consideration.
Lack of consideration. That's
what I said. That was deep.
Like, wow, because I would really just switch down the light if it was me. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think that's a bit
like
deeper.
I said. It's how much bullshit you're willing to take. And the red flags. And that's
actually a question for Georgette. Actually, what's the?
Is there even a number? How many red flags?
No, it's not even that. It's more like, what's the?
Everyone gets a different bag.
Sort of an ick question. I'm just interested. It just came to me like, what's the most minor, pettiest thing that's turned you off a guy? So basically, what's the smallest ick that you got?
That was my one, I guess.
So I want to. When you mentioned that, it came. That's what I thought. Let me ask. It's probably hard to think off the top of your head, but so just think of any.
This is gonna make it sound so toxic. But this is all like old stuff. So there was this guy. Okay, so this was actually the guy that I was telling you about before. That was like really buff, but just an airhead. Anyway, we
Tire.
Seriously, it was just like. But there was a time where we had like, and actually, I think this was the first time that we met. So the fact that I even
you still
met with him afterwards is. So we had met, and it was like in the summer, so it was like hot, and I think this guy had like was just in a rush and stuff, right? So we've met, and he's like sweating. And he's bald. And so I understand, because I've been bald before, when you're bald and you sweat, the water just drips on your face.
It's like a river.
So I was like, okay, cool, fine, whatever. So he's picked up like tissue and he's dabbing his like head, and a bit of tissue like got caught.
I understand. That is fully understandable. Do you know how messy that looks? Oh, that's messy.
It was just on his bald head, and I was just looking at him like,
Didn't you try to wipe off him?
You know how funny that is. I wasn't expecting that, you know. Oh man.
and honestly, I was like, this is so cringe, because I'm also just like, I genuinely.
But you said this guy was actually really attractive to you as
so
well.
attractive, but he just scatty, proper scatty, and I'm 100% sure that this was like our first time like ever meeting in person. Oh, so I'm just like, I don't know if I can tell you that it's on your head, because then it's going to be awkward. You're going to get embarrassed. And I was just like, you've got some
tissue.
Yeah.
How did you respond?
He's like, oh, is it? Oh, shit. He's like,
What
oh,
make it worse is if you're trying to find it. Did I get it?
So
No, that's funny.
It turned me off, obviously not enough, because I went out with him again. And then other things have been like very bad. Like there was a guy that I was so attracted to, like the sexual chemistry before the sex was amazing. Yeah. Then we had sex and it was so bad.
Oh man.
It was so bad. I was just like,
what happened? Wait, so like, it's the same guy. You just lost the chemistry out of nowhere.
No, like there. So
wait, the same.
No.
Oh,
so like this is
person. Okay.
I'm like a different guy. So before we actually like had sex, it was very intense, and I was just like, oh my god, this sex is gonna be lit, because like the way that I would chat, the way that he would chat, and I was just like, well, I can back up my chat.
Yeah.
Cheers! I can back up my chat. So then it then came to us like having sex, and I was just like,
what made it bad?
fuck. It was
You're
like
intricacies, yeah.
Yeah,
man was play by play.
You don't want to play by play, so I don't do it.
Oh, so what? He was just chatting his talk.
yeah. So
You
I
hadn't had
was
sex with him yet?
yes.
Oh,
so I was just
okay.
like, this is gonna be sick,
Yeah,
because I was just like, you don't talk like that.
Without, you have to have the you have to have the length. Yeah,
and he didn't have the length.
he didn't. The soul's gone.
And it was like 2 pumps and done.
Hey, yo. He was like, you got yours? Goddamn.
Literally.
What, missionary?
Asking for a hot
get
towel.
to
Hey,
the back
give me
shots.
a towel.
He didn't get that far. He didn't even get to
And
turn
I
it
was
around.
just genuinely there like,
Damn.
Oh no.
and he's just like, oh, babe. And I was just like, okay. Like, yeah. So I was just like,
No, let me help.
And you
my
see,
man.
do you know what's crazy?
Maybe he was a bit juiced, you know. Maybe he was a bit too excited, you know. Maybe the technique was a bit too wild for him.
To be honest, I listened to our last pod with Georgette.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Georgette. Yeah.
You up to some bullshit, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Why-
You
what
do a
happened?
lot.
Poor guy was in there. Was like, whoa.
Because I remember we were talking about. I
Damn,
remember we were talking about your favorite positions. All your favorite positions were in line with all of the mandems, and we were like, okay.
I like
can
what
see
I
you.
like.
What was it? What did I miss?
This because I listened to it. I think I was in the office. Yeah, I was listening to our
okay.
last
What did
pod.
I say?
He was like,
oh, this is bad.
"Dog is your first."
Yeah. 100%.
You can't go there. It's like, bro, it's like, why we going to the main event?
He didn't even get there. 2 pumps. He didn't even get to turn around for a favorite position. You've lost. Yeah? Go back to Tinder. You have to go back to Tinder. You're not ready for Georgette. You're not ready for
because that's a lot of mandems finisher. You know what? Like, and then I remember you said something. This is going. If you listen to our last pod with Georgette, you listen, you see, and you said you like to throw it back too.
Yeah, poor guy.
No chance.
Oh, he
He didn't get there. 2
Was it
pumps.
missionary?
Okay, yeah, sorry. So this isn't applied to that, but boy, yeah. I just remember listening. I was like, because I remember when I watched the footage, and I remember I looked at Yim and I looked at him. We were all just rattled, and I was like, yeah, because. Yeah, that's a lot. A lot of men won't have a chance. You know?
They're not getting there.
But like,
A lot of men
I
have a
think
Nowhere
that-
near the finish line.
That like I know like
Go on.
like I know my strengths.
Yeah. I see
So
what you're saying, yeah.
like, but those two definitely, and like being on top. I love being on top.
Riding.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, 100%.
Oh man, like, that was jokes.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that's how I like them. Yeah.
I hope he's well wherever he is right now. I hope you're well, man.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry
sorry to man, did it?
Sorry, man.
I'm sorry to this man.
All right, well, hey, bro, what's like a what did you say? A pet peeve?
Icks.
Yeah.
Oh,
what would you say?
Oh, another one. I got another one as well.
Oh,
I remember there was another one, lovely, yeah, Nigerian girl, yeah, half Jamaican, half Nigerian, yeah. Body, lovely, face, beautiful, everything, hair, nice, personality, nice. Then we went out to eat, yeah.
Sorry.
So we went out to eat, nice seafood, yeah. But like, sorry, but it's like, I know a lot of people do this, innit, yeah, but she's breathing through her nose while eating. Huh? Like, I can't, nah, man, I can't deal with that. And you know what it is, yeah, because I feel like she's a queen, I respect her. Do you know what it is? I respect her. I said, no, it's not. Like, I didn't tell her that. I didn't tell her it was because I don't think it's necessary, innit? What I know is that her personal way to fuck with that. I can't do that every day because that would just piss me off. Like, it was just, I don't even want to eat my rice. Like, I think that was the silliest one, but I think it's understandable. If I can't take a breathing pattern,
but I mean, like, isn't it something that you could have told her?
No, man, no. How can I
Or is that just the
stop
way?
How can I stop her? That is
That's
her.
her.
I can't make her, and then she start being constant eating. That's not right, man.
I get
Do you know
what
what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. People can't be doing,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like, I can't.
I see what you're saying.
Like, it might be such a small thing, but then anytime we go out with somewhere, she's gonna be conscious. Oh, bro's gonna think about how I'm eating. I don't want her to feel like that. I want her to
probably hold her
go.
breath
She's a
or
lovely
something.
girl.
Yeah.
That's what I said to her. All I said to her is that you're a lovely girl, but you don't have that spark in it. You're a very lovely girl. Please don't ever think you're not beautiful, nothing. Go. Now, this
A
is
lot
how I am.
of men don't want to do that.
No, this is how she. You know what
Just
she's
ghost.
You know
Don't
what
say man, just
I'll
ghost.
be real. The reason why I'm like this with girls, I always give them clarity in that, yeah, because I've seen my older sister disappointed by a lot of men.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So obviously I'm just saying that how it is. So when I deal with women and that, yeah, I just do it as neat as I can, innit? I wouldn't want that person to try to change the way she eats for me and that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's something natural.
Yeah,
second
that's a
nature.
natural thing, yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
get what
So
you're saying, yeah, I
that
get
was
what you're saying.
that was my serious. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you're saying. So,
I couldn't
you
take it.
never ghosted a woman before.
ghosted her.
Ghosted her, yeah. Just didn't say nothing, just finished.
No, I gave her clarity. I just basically said to her.
No, I'm just saying in general.
Like
I'm saying
in general, like, have you ever go to the?
No, I've never just
You're a
ghosted.
liar. You've never just gone. Don't give me
No,
that
my mother's
bullshit,
life,
man.
I've never blocked a girl, but for no reason.
Wait, hold on.
Not blocked,
The
you're just
conversation's
like-
going and then you just lock off at one point and you just never come back to it. You've never done that. That's ghosting, bro.
Yeah, basically.
Wait, hold on. Explain again.
So say you chat to someone, you're not
Yeah.
really feeling it, and then eventually like the conversation's going, but you just drop off from the conversation. You
Yeah,
don't
it could be
reply
for
back.
any reason from your side,
But
but you just
that
stopped
might
talking.
be because they lost interest in me.
That's a good point.
So say if that did happen.
No, I get what you're saying.
Say if that did happen,
Both
I
points,
know
think.
my intentions wasn't to ghost that person. If that
Yeah,
ever did
he's got a
happen,
point.
I would believe it's
Yeah.
because, oh shit,
She's
they
not
did
good,
cheat
yeah.
on me. I'm not the guy. I'm not going to harass no woman.
Yeah,
You see
yeah,
me?
yeah.
I don't harass no
You never know
woman.
what type of role you're gonna get. Sometimes you're gonna get the wild
No,
card.
no, no,
Sometimes
no.
you're gonna get the saints of women, bro.
No,
I don't believe it, bro. I don't
but
believe
but
it, chat.
whenever I ever come on a podcast and say I've ghosted a girl, never.
Yeah,
First time
I keep it
Yeah, but this is the first time we have
real.
a
If I've done it,
10 weeks.
no, I
Okay,
never
for-
consciously said no. I'm just gonna stop talking to this girl because I don't want to talk to her. If I have intention, I'm saying that I don't want to talk. I need to. Do you know what I'm saying? There's been times where cool, I might have been talking to let's say 3-4 girls at the same time, but I'm single, yeah, and then I'm serious about one person. Yeah. When I go into that situation, that one person, I let the 3 other girls know, listen, it's not gonna go nowhere. I keep it
do that,
100.
yeah?
My mother's that's how I operate. But that's why I can have girls that still in contact me, they'll see me on the out and say, oh, bro, you're right, come and
To be
have me
honest,
in that.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
man's real, I keep it real with
Yeah.
women, bro. If you go on CLB check with all the women that, they'll say, yeah, he's cool, you know what I'm saying? At first, they might be a bit bitter because they didn't get to be with me and that, yeah. But in the reality, a year comes down the line, we go to a festival, we see them, we're cool. Because they got love for me, they know I kept it real, you know what I'm saying? It might not have been what they want to hear, but it's real, and that's what gets you further.
So
You
you
know what I'm
cool
saying?
with like all of your exes?
Exes, that's another thing. Ex is another thing. See me again. When we've split, yeah, I've tried to always make sure we're cool. Yeah, even the last 2, I'm saying cool. It didn't work out. We went our separate ways. But I cannot be in contact. I can't see your face.
Is that because they're still like,
I have built such a serious connection. I can't see your face. I can't see your face. I don't want it to manipulate anything going forward for me.
It's not even,
and I've never gone back to an ex in my lifetime.
I'm the same. I get that.
I've never done that. So see me. Second I've left, like I've come out of a relationship, I'm already thinking about my next relationship. You know that?
Yeah. Are you kind of one of them people? Because this is like me. Like you're kind of like out of sight, out of mind sort of thing. So you don't want to see them. You don't want to talk to them. You don't want anything to do with them.
I don't want nothing to do with
because
that.
that will help you as you
further.
go further. I'm the same.
I believe that that's a healthy way to move on
Yeah.
in life. You know what I'm saying? I know people say, "Oh, I'm friends with my ex," but then you wonder where all the confusion's happening and stuff.
If
You know what I'm
especially
saying?
if you're still close.
That's everyone do each other. But I believe that's the best thing, especially if you've got a strong connection with that person. And then you know what I'm saying, especially if you're in a relationship with a new person, why are you still talking to your ex? That's my view and my opinion. Some people say, "Yeah, I can still be friends."
Some people wouldn't mind. You know.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say. I think it's hard to believe that I feel like because even life sometimes might get in the way. You know, you might be busy and you might be talking to someone, but something might happen where you might have not had the chance to tell the person, look, obviously I know we've been talking, but look, something's come up, or maybe not an ex, because I know how you feel about exes.
Yeah, I don't go back
maybe like someone who you were seeing might have come. You know what I mean? So personally, I feel like. I feel like everyone has. What about you, Georgette? Have you ever ghosted anyone?
Come on, of course you have.
Yeah, come on. Jay.
What do you mean? Did you not hear the story about the
Oh,
guy
yeah,
that
the
two
guy.
pumps?
Did you ghost him?
You know, you definitely hear up like,
Did you go- did you-
what
No, no,
saying?
no.
Did you ghost him or did you? Wait, that's
No,
a-
so with that, we actually had a conversation, and I was just like, I just don't think it's that for me. But I have ghosted people before. I've also been ghosted. But I was going to ask, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that we have to tell people that we're about to go?
That's a good question.
If it's not a relationship.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's.
Nah, if
anyone
you know
should be
where it's
entitled.
going, come on, man. You have to be. See me.
No,
my-
No,
bro,
that's
I don't
different.
know.
I think that's
my
different.
problem.
I think that's
selfish.
different.
So I've been ghosted bare times. There's loads of girls that's blocked me or whatever.
She's out of
But
the
then
game.
What did you do?
No, honestly, no,
You did
honestly,
nothing, right? Yeah.
They just blocked you unprovoked.
I've been blocked, by people who've decided to go back to the exes or whatever
Oh,
the
okay.
reason.
That's what I was saying.
Like,
So
I've been
certain
ghosted.
people,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But that's them, innit? Like, that's
Yeah.
not how I operate. You know what I'm saying, innit? Yeah, but what was the point?
So we're just saying like, if
go
you
on.
ever been like, if you ever ghosted anyone, like,
Oh, okay,
obviously-
no, I ain't. I'm just
And he-
I'm
obviously
proper
Bruno saying he
selfless.
hasn't.
So I feel like if I feel like if it's just something where it just happened, you don't really need to. But if you knew, if you was
That's what I
continuously
agree.
seeing that person and you
Yeah.
both knew that you was getting into a pattern,
And then
then it
That's
suddenly
different, yeah,
stops.
that's- I
That
think
person
that's a bit
deserves
different. That's a bit
explanation.
different.
You know what?
I think that's a bit
If you
different
go
'cause
into
you're kind
court,
of into that.
if you go into
yeah.
court, cool on paper, it's not illegal, but you know it's wrong in a moral compass. It's not.
I
right.
think that's a bit
You know what I'm
different. I
saying?
feel like if you was seeing someone for a prolonged time, a prolonged period of time, and then you go, that's a bit. I know there's people who do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that because obviously you built some sort of connection with that person. So you probably, if something has happened outside of your control, that you can't see that person no more, you should let that person know. But let's say it's just someone you just started speaking to, and let's say you've been speaking for 2 weeks. And then something's happened, and
But
you
so
stop.
if there's still some sort of pattern in that, you're calling each other every day for 2 weeks.
Okay, I get. Do
you get what I'm saying?
I get. I get what you're saying. I get what you're
And then
saying.
you're gonna leave the other person clue. Me personally, I don't think that's fair to leave somebody clueless and wonder.
Not nice.
And
No,
you know
it's
what I'm
not
saying?
nice, really.
Like,
Like, who are you, bro?
no, no.
Who are you, bro?
Marvin,
I don't know
whenever
what I'm
ever
looking at
come on here
today.
talking
I
about
don't
ghosting
get it.
people,
I
I've
don't
never
get it.
stop trying it. I've never ghosted anybody.
Everyone
And
has. And then
listen,
you get that weird text after.
Marvin's
Like,
like, who is
hey,
this guy?
everything all right? Like,
I'm good, man. Nah, let's keep it real. We haven't spoken about this before.
we
Like,
will
haven't-
speak. We will speak.
Yeah.
We will speak.
We will speak. Oh man, that's funny. Alright. What's the next one? Do you have anything you want to talk about?
What was it? Oh yeah, someone said this to me, and I thought this is interesting. I might be getting this wrong. That was it. So this is what they said to me. Take this how you will.
Okay.
My boy was like to me, "Hey, apparently studies have shown that men are they're most attractive when they hit about 34, and women are they're most attractive when they hit about 23." And I was like, "Where's this come from?" And he was like to me, "The idea for a man is obviously having your shit together, quote unquote."
So maturity. Sort
Yeah,
of thing,
quote unquote. And they were saying by 34, your mindset's a lot different, your age is a lot different, and so forth. But for a woman, they said her peakness of having like children and her sexual appeal is at 23. And I thought this is very
23 is
interesting.
Bare young.
Bare young. That's what I was saying. I was like,
my mum had me at 34, boy. So
my mum had me when she was 19. real queen out here. She said, fuck it. And I thought that was very interesting. Like, I can't see that from a male's perspective. Well, I can only talk from my perspective, but I don't think 34 is your most attractive. In my eyes,
I think
personally,
it's subjective.
I would say in your late 40s, because
Yeah, same.
it's like if you had kids or don't have kids, at this point you know what you know.
Yeah, I feel like 40s. Yeah, I feel
You know
like
what I mean?
You know what? It's
40s
funny because I
is
think,
when your
I think
life
doesn't
starts.
Kevin
like-
Samuel say that? I know a lot of people have their own views about him, but he does say when he talks about high value men, he always asks obviously when there's women who feel like they have a high value man, they'll say something like, yeah, my guy's high value. The fun thing he will say is, how old is he? And if he says anything, I think if the woman says anything below a certain age, I think in 40s, then he'll be like, unless it's like obviously inherited or he's got a company, he's probably not high value. Because usually men will get their sort of peak, as you said, in their 40s, maybe even 50s. So I get what you're saying in terms of, 40s, 50s, you probably have a lot more stuff going on for you. You're probably obviously more mature, you should be. You probably have, you'll be more set up in life. So I get what you're saying in terms of guys. I feel like the whole putting an age on that, I feel like that puts too much pressure, in my opinion, on everyone. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't agree with it, and I agree like in terms of putting an age on it, and I think that's why like you have like a lot of people that are like killing themselves to be able to be like, I just bought my first apartment at 24, and I'm just like, I don't think you're actually meant to own anything at such a young age, because you don't give yourself like time to like live. And then
it's a
be
lot
like,
of responsibility.
I was gonna say, you see a lot of people that go on the internet saying, "Oh, I've just got my own." Don't you feel like some of them are actually just renting and they're just putting it on for the internet?
You know what? 100%.
Because I feel like the volume is crazy at the moment.
100%.
Like, I can't ignore it. I'm not trying to sound like a hater, but I cannot ignore the volume at everyone getting a mortgage.
I mean, if it's like a, because I think if it's like a penthouse or something.
Why not? It's all it is.
If it's a penthouse, that's
I
still
can
an
believe
achievement.
I can believe people do anything to fuel whatever agenda they want. For instance, I'll give you an example. Like I remember, I randomly went on this girl's Instagram, and I noticed that all her pictures, the background, there was nothing there. Like you'd be in the living room, there's no furniture. And then someone told me the other day, like some people rent, like get an Airbnb, a nice Airbnb, just take a shit ton of photos and just keep it pushing so they get that perspective. So I can 100% believe.
I would not put that past. How I never thought about that. I wouldn't put that past people for today. I really wouldn't. That is crazy. I've never thought about that.
Oh yeah, Jordan.
All it is content at the end of the day to boost an ego. So I can fully imagine. Oh, I've got keys to my mortgage, but you don't know, it's rented. I can believe that 100%.
But I didn't even get the Airbnb. That is, you know how you have to have some serious audacity and bravery to do that,
But hey,
to maintain
people do it.
life.
People do it like together. So like what I've seen is like a few people, guys or girls, will get together, put some money into an Airbnb, makes it cheap, and then they just take a shit ton of photos.
Pictures,
Penthouse,
basically some sort of photo shoot. Really.
But always look. Check if there's no furniture. It's a bit higgy there.
But like, don't get me wrong. I think being able to buy a place is like a massive achievement.
Yeah,
so
it is.
I don't want it to like come across like I'm trying to like be like, oh, that's dead, because I think it's great. But I do just think like when you're 23-ish, like,
It's a lot.
But
of
how can you
It-
say? I'm not
it
gonna lie.
is,
The
like-
only way to save is to make more money.
It's a lot.
Now
of
at that age,
responsibility.
how much more money are you making compared to like majority? You could have a crazy like saving mentality, but you're the fair few people.
I know one of my boys.
We live in London.
Yeah, one of my
We're
boys.
we're outside all the
bought-
time.
He bought quite young. Obviously, he's an accountant, but obviously he works in investment management. So his industry
is
as you said, the amount of money he makes and his bonuses alone, mad. So yeah, I feel like I could see from his perspective how he was able to do it. But yeah, there's certain people who, obviously I'm not job shaming or anything, but they got like significantly less paying jobs.
Yes.
Buying places, you're like,
And that's why you see a high volume of people. Yeah, you got 22, 23, you're in your own place.
Yeah.
And then by 30, you're back at the
yeah,
market.
you said that in the last episode.
I know how it works. I'm not stupid.
Because
you get what I'm
it's
saying?
not
Like,
easy.
It's not. They're not thinking about the hazard money they need.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They're just thinking about just the money.
They don't know what they're gonna do when the boiler breaks down. That's a calm 300-400 quid. You know.
People think it's a
PTSD,
film.
That
It's not a film.
terrifies me. And I rent, and I'm just
Okay.
like,
Oh, yeah, I
I
remember, yeah,
love
you
that
had
I
some-
can
yeah.
literally call my landlord and be like, come fix your shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't have to think about it. Although I did have like
I saw you had a little issue though. 'Cause
where
I saw your
my
story, yeah.
my landlord lost his damn mind. So basically, I had an issue with my dishwasher, and they were like, "Okay, well, we will get you a new one, but you pay half." And I was like, "Am I taking the door with me then when I move? Because if I pay half, I'm taking half of this shit with me." And I was just like, "No, you're like." Unfortunately for them, like in my job, I read like a lot of contracts, so I just understand like contracts, tenant, like just everything.
it's written,
So
it's quite
I highlighted where I was like, this is what you have to do. That's your duty. as a landlord, so just come and fix the shit. Long story short, it got fixed. But yeah, you can't try that shit with
You have to use your intelligence.
I had to use like
because there's some people that would just let it happen.
Yeah, but how would that make sense? Like, how am I paying half for this? Like, so
paying
wait, does it come
half?
off my rent? What happens?
Like-
No, but it's sad though because there's some nice, polite people that, oh, okay, really, is that what I got to do? Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
sad.
yeah.
But I was
It's
just
sad.
like, absolutely not. And like, they're like, oh, but you know, we're out of pocket. I was like, I just paid my rent.
What's that got to do with me, man? Sort it out. Go get your overdraft. Go to get that credit card and sort out that.
I'm out of pocket because I just paid this extortionate rent. Like, nah, but I don't know. But to answer the question about peak attractiveness in a woman at 23, I don't agree with that at all. And I say that as like a 33-year-old woman.
Yeah, but that's that. You see, that 23-year-old woman's going to be a different person at 28.
Yeah. Like I'm such a different person to who I was when I was that age. Like even how I looked, I'm a completely different person. Like I feel like this is my like peak attractiveness because I'm just like I'm so aware of who I am as a person, and I think that makes me attractive because I'm just like I know what I'm about. Like I've got my shit together. I would like to think so anyway. Like
Yeah. So you can't. No one can say that when you know yourself.
Yeah.
Man. This is what I'm saying. Like, you get me? Like nobody. Like people try to mock your intelligence, try to test that. But when you know yourself,
50.
and you're aware of your flaws and you're aware of what you need to improve on.
But it comes with time. It comes with experience.
Yeah, it comes with time and experience. Time and experience. Yeah. Time and experience.
Okay. I wanted to finish on this because obviously remember we went a couple Sundays ago and we were just chilling, and then there was a few, wasn't sure how people shot their shot, so I wanted to I wanted to talk about that. So Georgette, say you're in a dance now or you're in a rave or whatnot and you see a guy that you're interested in.
I remember. You did. No. We were saying this the other day. Yeah. This pisses me off. Yeah. So, my nigga, what? I better hurt. So I remember back in the day, right? Like times like this would happen, right? A girl would be eye fucking you across the room. Eye fucking you, yeah.
We have spoken
and then she'll worm her way closer and closer to your area, your energy. You're like, all right, cool. And then obviously you approach, bro, what are you doing? And then you approach, and then they give you the not today, don't touch me.
It's not just that. It's like when, like, is there a signal that women would give to, so say, as you said, they come closer, like they were all the way across the room,
they do the
and
eyes
you're
and the hair
chilling,
flick.
and then now all of a sudden they're right in front of you now.
strategic position.
Strategic. Is there like a, as I said, is there like a signal or something that women will give to say, okay, yeah, you can approach, or
and don't say staring in your eyes because no,
because there's certain man, who obviously strategic positioning, we notice it, and we're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna try, and then they will try, and then it doesn't work, or we just misread signals. So is there like a clear signal that women will give, or that you give in your experience, that you think, okay, yeah, I strategically position myself here for you to see me, now do something?
Because I'm not gonna lie, all women should have that signal. Just be like, or just come over like, hey, my name's blah blah blah. You can move to me, and then run away.
Not run away.
We'll come find you later. We're like, okay, I'll come get you later. Little giggle and run away. Yes.
Nah, I think that's a psychopath. Not today. I'm waiting for the camera crew to come out and
Oh man. So yeah.
But like, I feel like I'm different though.
What are you like then?
I'm like, I get like a big ego in it, and I get bare confident.
Yeah.
So I will like, I fuck you 100%, but I'll be dancing as I'm I fucking you. So I'm just like, I'm dancing for you.
That's a clear signal. I think that's a clear signal.
So I will do that.
Yeah.
I will definitely like edge closer because I'm just like, I almost want like at every point that you turn, I'm in your eye line because I'm just like, you're gonna chat to me or I'm gonna chat to you.
So if it took too long, if it was like you're not picking up on the fucking signals, are you gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna make the first move?
Like I've done that before, so I don't have a problem like going up to a guy and be like, hi, you're right, or like we're just at the bar, or I'll just like I will smile, I'll be open to like a conversation. But I can be quite forward. Like I haven't done that in ages. Obviously, I mean, I haven't been anywhere, and I'm not really like out here trying to,
Trying to move man.
Huh?
Trying to move man. Yeah.
Yeah. But I haven't had a problem in the past just being like, I want to chat to that person and just be like, oh, you're right. Are you having a good night?
I keep bringing up the age thing because I feel like a lot of the behaviour we've picked up is built up over time or we've learned over time. So do you feel like that's something you've developed as you got older, or was you like that from before?
No, 100%. Like as I've got older, but I think that's because when I was younger, I felt like men had to come to me, whereas I'm just like, I know that I can equally be like, yo,
Question to the guys in the room: if a girl came up to you and proceeded to move to you, would you be taken back from that?
No. Oh, I said that too quick.
Ain't it, bro? Like, come on.
High tone.
Excited. No.
I said that too quick. Nah, but I wouldn't.
What about you, bro?
It just happens on a regular basis, isn't it?
Jeez, look at this one.
I'm sick of this
buff,
guy.
man. I don't know. They chanting all day.
No, I'm sticking to the facts. I'm sticking to it because it's like I'm
That's
used
what I
to
expect you to say.
women's attention, and I'm
You know
you know what I'm saying. I come across a lot of confident women. It's not an unusual thing for me. I'll put it like that.
But I do think that I think for a lot of women, I don't think we are always aware of just how much power we hold.
Wow. As soon as you say no, everything gets shut down.
We are so unaware, and because of that, we don't know how to use it. Whereas I feel like I'm aware of what
You can do and power you have. That's
To this day, I say dick is free, vagina is expensive. Fuck me, bro.
It's true.
Is it?
Nah.
Rory's feeling different.
This is what I want to see.
No,
this is what I want to see.
You're screwing me out. You know what you're doing. Marvin's dangerous, you know. Okay.
But yeah, go on. Yeah, no, it's good. I don't know. Why did you question that? Like, you don't think dick is for free and
But both can be for free.
Yeah.
It's my perspective of life.
Eh.
What do you mean, like expensive?
As in like, bro. Men you just throw your dick down a hallway and see who catches it a lot of the time. Like, you know what I mean? But for what I've noticed for women,
I've never heard that one. Throw your dick down the hallway and see who catches it.
hey, I got these little don't worry.
Go ahead.
Whereas I feel like we've been brought up to, like, you have to woo the lady, you have to do this, that, and the third. Obviously there's exceptions to any rule, but the idea is that you have to woo a lady, and obviously girls have kept this mentality obviously, as you said, from young age, where it's like,
men have to
you
do
are
it,
coming for me,
Yeah.
you are gonna it might not be money, like, or buy me things, but you have to do things that will make me see you as a protector or a partner or some provider, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
No, but that's
dick free.
No, but you use if a man has that short-term mindset of throw my dick down the hallway, there's women as well that throw their vagina down the hallway.
That's why I said there's
catches
exceptions to the rule, but I'd say
But I would say it's more common
from a guy, because you're not going to look at a girl and be like, can you provide for me?
Okay,
You know
but
what I
then
mean?
again, we're talking about experience and
come on.
perspective.
Yeah.
From my perspective, it's just
just
even
the
as each
same.
other. Because like I said, whenever even talking about, we go back to when I was talking about like confident sexual women that have no problem telling me I've slept with 50 people. Are you happy or not, Rowan? And I say, no, I can't handle it. I said, no.
I thought he's coming with something else.
No.
I thought he's going to be like, yeah, that's fine.
But I'm honest, innit? I said, I can't handle that because I can't. And then that person. If I did
I
get
can
into a
fully see
situation where I really
Ro be
did
like,
feel
I'm
something
not
for
going to
that
be another
person,
notch on your belt.
I don't know.
Can I ask why you can't?
Because I'm very imaginative, yeah.
What do you mean?
No, I'm very imaginative, yeah, and I think about I beat myself up for not getting that woman earlier, and I start visualizing all the guys she's been with before me. That's just unfortunate. Maybe I think it's a weakness. I think it might be a weakness because I'm happy that I can see another man. They could go with a woman that slept with so many people, and they're genuinely not bothered by that. I see that as a strength. I feel like it's a weakness in me. Do you get what I'm saying? Because as the older and older I get, yeah, that's gonna be more like
That's going to be more prominent.
That's gonna be more difficult for me. Do you get what I'm saying, innit? So,
time,
so I praise guys that can do that. Like, you're a strong guy. That's a weakness to me. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I'm saying to these girls that no, I can't handle that, I'm keep reminding them, say, don't, you're beautiful, you're strong, please don't think, you know what I'm saying? But I can't handle it.
personally can't.
Please find somebody that can.
Yeah.
Same way, I can't take the way you breathe eating rice. We need to find someone who can.
You know what?
No, but you get what I'm saying? That it's just
we still got a little bit of audio in it, so okay, because I think that's part of the ring that we missed, innit?
Oh,
I think
okay,
that's
nah,
part of-
but
so
yeah.
so people might hear that, but what are you talking about? Nah,
Yeah,
it's
they'll
cool. We'll
include
use
it, yeah.
the camera audio anyway. So
But
carry
yeah,
on.
so yeah, that's just it for me. Really, it's not about. Do you know what I mean? Okay, what do you say? When the bodies for me as well. What the part is again. It's not just that. I'll be honest in it. Yeah, it's that also says a lot about their character for me. I'm not gonna lie. If somebody I was dating someone and they said to me, yeah, they done a thing with 30 people in the last 4 months or something. I said
4 months.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Okay, that
like,
is-
like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? I respected her highly. I said,
For
you know what,
telling
yeah,
you.
I respect you so much for telling me that, yeah, but I can't handle that.
That is
Yeah,
excessive.
and I wasn't
That
gonna
is
get into it with her and say,
excessive,
but in my opinion, I think that has got something to do with like maybe you find some sort of comfort in sex, and that there makes me worry about would you even be faithful to me? Do you get what I'm saying? So it's more than just my worry about me and imagining things. I'm thinking because every time I've been with 2 people where they told me their body count was higher than I was prepared to be with, innit, yeah?
Okay.
But I accepted that, yeah? And I said,
then what
cool,
happened in those
yeah?
2 instances?
What happened? The infidelity.
Really?
Yeah, or them trying to speak to somebody else. And they
Somebody
just
else,
couldn't
yeah.
get attention from me wasn't enough.
Okay.
And I was beating myself up, I think, what have I done wrong? And I realized, bro, you ain't done nothing wrong. I handled them properly. No matter what, and then a couple of years later, they come back to me saying, oh, you know what, you did everything right. I don't know, something was wrong with me or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So I feel like that, but is a factor into
Of course.
what they say about their character and
that builds on, doesn't it?
do you know what I mean? How much you value sex. Do you know what I mean? Like, because as much as I've had a lot of sex as well, I've grown and matured to realise that sex is a deep thing and it shouldn't be just shared with anybody. Do you know what I mean? Like, but that's my opinion. It's a 3-year-old in a new generation. Do you think they can jump from one person day to day? That's up to them. But I think that messes up your energy and that's just me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that.
So, yeah.
I hear that still.
But my message to people, don't regret nothing you've done. Innit? You have to own yourself and nobody can tell you about yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I hear that.
but yeah, I know, but I do know obviously for women it's more of a stigma or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Definitely.
you know what I mean? That's,
No, I don't think it should, but yeah, apparently.
Well, look, if you wanna help the situation, if they ask what's your body count, don't answer the question.
No comment.
I think you should.
You think you should?
Yeah,
I don't need to.
You see, my last 2 situations, I didn't ask the girls their body count. You know, they always
they
ask
volunteered
me.
it to you.
They pressure me and ask me mine.
And then
you know what I'm
they tell
saying?
you.
But
And then I ask them.
I don't know. It's simple as.
Yeah, but that is the truth. But then they give, what's the rough number? And 70, 50, 60. I don't. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
then they'll give you their number. You're rattled.
rattled.
Rattled,
Like,
innit?
how much?
Exactly.
But be rattled. Be rattled.
No, but
Let
you
people
rather be rattled
you
than
know what
to be
I'm saying?
rattled. You'd rather be rattled now than rattled later, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really?
exactly. That's
So,
my problem. I want to know now that I don't make me go out. Yeah, because I know a lot of people don't make me go out and make other man come to me and then look at me funny. I'm all moving mad and I think, why is man looking at me like that? Like, do you know what I'm saying? I deserve to know that.
Do you think
know
this
what
is
I'm
a bit wild? Yeah, I don't know how long we've got. Yeah, but like, I'm one of those. People, I'm one of those people, right? If I'm dealing with you, don't introduce me to no one that,
That you've got
you've history with.
Yeah.
Like
Do you see
I
the problem,
don't care. This could be your friend.
that's a
Just
good-
don't make me shake
Okay, I'll
that
get you.
brother's hand, because
I don't
oh
wanna
my
shake his
god.
hand.
You know what?
Anyone that's been
I
inside,
think as
like,
a
yo, I
guys,
wanna know
as
them.
guys, our egos are speaking here because I agree with both of you. I agree with both of you. But I want to get.
Imagine we become friends. Imagine that
Allow
I'm
me,
cracking
allow me.
jokes.
Yeah.
And then all I know is the jokes about you. No, what's going on
No,
here?
I feel like I try and be as liberal as I can, but I always say to my, I can't handle that. Like,
Don't touch my hand, bro.
I've actually spoke about this with my therapist, innit? Because I was in a situation similar to this, and I spoke to my therapist. Is this something similar to you? Is this like a weakness? Is this something I should work on? And then she said, you know what? It's not uncommon for guys. Like a lot of guys will feel that way, and I think I personally would just like to remove myself from that situation.
Yeah.
Me personally, and I feel like most guys would. So yeah, Georgette, sorry.
You've done it, haven't you?
Man, pull out his hand and
Introduce
slap
somebody
it.
to
Like,
somebody
get the
you've had
fuck out,
sex with,
man.
haven't you? Yeah, you have. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I get it.
And then you have and then having your sister looks in on the hallway. You're like,
Allow me.
both they're looking at one another. What's that look this there?
And I'm looking at what's going on?
Oh, man.
The hunger's a bit too
I
low.
want detail. What happened?
Oh, I will never give any detail. No, like I just understand it. Like I think I have thought very differently about it before.
Okay.
And think very differently about it now.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely been like I've been cool with people that I've like fucked and it hasn't been anything, but we've genuinely been like
just cool
because there's no animals.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
and so then I've either like told people like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, I've had sex with that person, and then it's either been a conversation or okay, cool.
I think most guys, isn't it? Really, that's most guys.
Yeah,
Really.
but then I think on the flip side,
There are some guys that don't.
if I'm being honest, I'd probably feel the same. Where
Like Georgette, you know. Honesty.
No. You know what?
Where
I feel
I'd be like, okay, well, cool. Like
you'll be a little bit
thanks.
taken back. Won't
Yeah,
you, really?
but I
Like,
would definitely feel away. But I know that is like the part of me that's kind of like I own you almost.
Possessive.
Yeah. And I don't like being that way. I hate it so much because I'm just like, I'm very aware that my time with you is my time with you, but I don't own you.
But you do have a right not to want to be with somebody that you had the
That's
same
what I said. That's what I'm saying.
energy
Like, you don't want to.
Even
Guess
with a
you're kind
woman,
of like us. You're kind of like us in
my,
a sense.
yeah,
So you
like,
go-
I've been in
you
a situation where the girl says to me, "Don't bring me around." And I say, you know what?
Yeah.
Thank God you understand
No,
that.
no,
I like the fact that you understand that. You get what I'm saying?
Because I feel like in an ideal, I know the world's not ideal, but in an ideal world, you understand. Obviously, if someone you're seeing or someone you're dating or your partner has slept with other people, you rather not, if in an ideal world, not be in the same space as that person. I know there's some settings where you can't control it.
control
Cool.
it.
If it happens, yeah,
but if
they
it's
walk
something
in
you
and
can control,
Yeah.
then there's something, you know what, I'd rather not. Do you know what I mean? So I guess that like there's sometimes you might go to a party, you might be with your missus, you might be with your missus. There might be a dude here that has slept with your missus.
We're leaving. We are leaving.
Alright,
We're
cool.
leaving.
Alright,
'Cause
cool.
if I see him even try to talk to you or hug you, like nah.
Smirk at me. If he smirks at me,
See now you're adding
penny
stuff
bottle.
now.
If he smirks at me, if he gives me a smirk,
Yo, G, can you pass me the cup?
Oh, allow me.
Shut
See, now
up,
you're adding
Shut
stuff.
up.
You're adding stuff. That's all too much. Like, hopefully, but in an ideal world, yeah, you wouldn't want to be there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't. You like let me remove myself from this. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think we can call that still. How much have we?
Yeah, we got.
Hour.
no intro, no like. Okay, we're done.
No, no. So I can start doing the
No,
outro.
no.
That's why. Just so. Alright, cool. You do outro, bro.
No, man. Please. I'm suffering. I'm still suffering.
Outro. Yeah, thank you for listening to the Between the Margins podcast. I have to apologize with our consistency because I got a few messages about us not being consistent.
We're going to continue not to be consistent. man. Let's not lie.
Yeah, I know we got life.
The next
man.
episode will be in a month and maybe 2. Who knows? Stop
But
lying.
yeah, thank you. This is episode 23. You've been joined by your hosts, Denzel and Tourist. And then we obviously got a wonderful guest. If you want to introduce yourselves, if you want, you can start with Georgette.
Yeah, Georgette from Just the Tip podcast. If you've
Just
never
the
heard of the pod, the episodes are there.
Yeah,
So
Just the Tip
you can always
podcast.
listen.
Wavy podcast.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Hopefully it will come back.
It should come back. And we're going to be guests on it. So and then obviously, usual suspect.
Yeah, Ro. I'm just a guest sometimes, and I just speak my mind.
He's an honorary
I might make a
host.
podcast one day, might not. Who knows?
Big boy engineer,
Imagine.
big boy producer. If you need music,
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
And obviously,
Come
man,
on.
Yeah.
man like Bruno as well. You get me?